heads in prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for this gathering and for the purpose. We're here to celebrate ornaments of grace and virtue. It's been a journey for the past 10 years plus, and we're grateful to you, Lord, and we're standing with you because we owe you all the gratitude. We thank you for how far you have led us. We thank you for our guests here, every single one of them who have supported us in one way or the other. And we thank you even for those who are unable to make it to this event today, and for all that they have given over the years. We thank you, O Lord, and we give glory to your holy name. As we start off this event of celebration this evening, we ask that you be present and that you take control of everything, and that everything will go successfully, and that we'll have a wonderful time just looking back over the 10 years and just giving you glory and appreciating one another. Thank you, we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. 10 years ago, a woman with a passion for young girls, a passion for advancing young girls educationally, advancing them to become, nurturing them to become successful, independent women and responsible adults contributing positively to their communities. That dream, out of that dream was born Ornaments of Grace and Virtue. And for the past 10 years, we have tried to live up to that vision of nurturing young women, advancing their education, providing them and equipping them with the skills that will help them to be successful. And today we are celebrating 10 years of that journey. And we have made it not up by ourselves, by your support, and we're deeply grateful for that. So to see us through this evening, and to carry us through this, looking back over the past 10 years, is one and only MC, BB Wonder. Please put your hands together for her.
Thank you so much, Sister Judy. That's all right. We'll keep it at that. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, and thank you for that prayer to kick off this amazing fundraising event tonight. Once again, welcome to OGAV's fundraising event today, Friday, in this glorious year 2025. Thank you for taking the time out. I know it's a busy Friday. You know, once summer hits, right? It becomes busier and busier. The bustle and the hustle just gets, momentum just keeps on building. So for you to be here tonight on a Friday, we really, truly appreciate it. So, DJ, you ready? You want to just kick off with the national anthems? First of all. So we'll take the national anthem, our both Canadian and Nigerian, and then we'll have the land acknowledgement reading. Before we start the national anthems, just hold on 1 second, please. And we'll say Esther Elvis is she here? Oh, fantastic. Could you just come right to the front so that you can take the land acknowledgement reading right after the national anthems as well? Thank you. Thank you. All right, DJ. Can we all stand, please, for the national anthems? Thank you.
like to acknowledge the land on which today's event is being held. As part of the treaty and traditional territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Huron-Wendat, and Wyandot Nations, as well as part of the Disres One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, an agreement to share and care for the land and its resources. We recognize these peoples and their ancestors as the peoples who inhabited these lands since time immemorial.
I see the looks on their faces. Oh God, Eeny, meeny, more. To this table, I'll come to Daddy here, because he's an elder. Daddy, thank you for being here with us tonight. Can you tell us what you're expecting from this wonderful event that we've packaged, or that was packaged by OGAV?
I have to thank everyone who came to you, gathering here today. We officially on this table, we really came here to celebrate with you what you are doing to support it, and we pray everything will be going on fine as we go on. Thank you so much.
Excellent, thank you so much. That's a father in the house. Put your hands together, thank you. The people saying that wave here is a sign of wisdom, and it is an absolute blessing to be an elder in the house. I wonder how many of you at this table four were listening when Judith opened the floor. What anniversary year is OGAV celebrating today? Pardon? Oh my God, all of them are listening. I was about to find somebody right now. Obviously, if you don't get this right, you're going to drop some money on the table. Okay, this is OGAV's 10th anniversary celebration. And at table number 6. Eeny, meeny, money, mo. Okay, I think it's going to be the beautiful auntie, because she's going to surprise me with a free gift of her wares that she was showcasing outside, right, auntie? Now, what's we talk, right? Thank you. Okay, so, I know you're happy to be here tonight. What are your expectations on this event?
Expect fun, expect celebration, and hope for a better future for all of them.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. That is great fun, celebration, and a bright future for OGAV. Table number 12. You know what I love about the ladies at this table? I see the bright, beautiful colors they're wearing, the purples, the blues. Ooh, what color is that? Army green? I'll go with the army green then. Beautiful army green, by the way. You know, gorgeous. So, why don't you tell me, how do you know OGAV?
I know OGAV through my good friend Rusola. She introduced us, this whole table, to the organization 10 years ago, I would say. Yeah. So I'm here to support her and just be part of the cause. I just love what she's doing, and I'm looking forward to seeing her grow and flourish.
Amazing! Put your hands together for table number 12! Look at this, it's day 1! 10 years. 10 years. That is wonderful. It's great to have great support. It's great to have people who run the race with you, you know, who anniversary. Are you ready to roll? Fantastic. Okay, please watch and listen. Thank you very much.
10 years ago, a vision was born. A vision to nurture, empower, and transform young girls into confident leaders of tomorrow. Today, we celebrate a decade of impact, resilience, and growth. We pride ourselves in delivery of successful international core programs, sub-core programs, girls leadership and summer camps, health and dignity initiatives, and educational support. It has been 10 years of impact and counting. OGAV began with a simple yet powerful mission to shape young girls into proper ladies in our society through holistic development. OGAV addresses systemic barriers with strategy which is beyond academics, a unique blend to build character, instill values, and create a system that would uplift the community.
My name is Olusola Kolade, and I'm the founder of Fundamental Grace and Virtue, that we call OGAV. This gala is a celebration of 10 years of girls' empowerment and dignity. It's the moment we honor every young life we've lifted up from Bill region and Toronto to rural communities in Nigeria.
That is absolutely amazing. Honestly, can I have one house, please? Everybody's attention here, please and thank you. And OGAV at 10 years, they have been doing amazing, amazing things from inception, helping these young girls be on their way to a brighter and more beautiful future. Pad the future for our young girls to grow into amazing women tomorrow, today and tomorrow. So that is what we're here to do tonight, and it's going to be a wonderful affair. On that note, I'd like to recognize the presence of an MPP in our midst, Honorable Sylvia Guattieri. Are you here? Excellent. Will you please stand up and come right up here to the front and just share some remarks with us, please? Yes, come on over. Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me to your event this evening. I just want to say that not only have I become more aware of your organization by being here, I would hope that you will connect with me and that you will definitely invite me on your 11th anniversary. I'd also like to mention that when I came in, I didn't know anyone, but your leader, she was so good. She talked to me, she gave me all the history of your organization, and it was wonderful. We connected just like that, so thank you. As well, when I came out to the foyer, I looked around and someone came up to me and said, I'm going to just introduce myself. So I looked at her, she looked at me, we shook hands, and we said, I think you are Sylvia. And she said, and you are Sylvia. So Sylvia, my sister, right over there. The last time we met, we were at a prayer breakfast in Oakville. So it's really good to see you again. So let me go forward with my remarks. It's such a pleasure to be here with all of you tonight to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Ornaments of Grace and Virtue. What an incredible milestone. First, a big congratulations to Olabusala Kole, the heart and force behind this organization, and to everyone who has become part of OGAV journey over the past decade. Your dedication to uplifting girls for mentorship, education, menstrual health is nothing short of inspiring. Tonight's theme, Ending Menstrual Poverty for Schoolgirls, reminds us that even here in Ontario, some girls still miss school because they don't have access to simple, basic needs such as a pad or a tampon. That's a tough reality for us, but it's one that we can change, and we are changing it. I am proud to say that our province has stepped up through the Menstrual Equity Initiative, partnering with Shoppers Drug Mart to provide 23 million free menstrual products to schools across Ontario. This is part of a new three-year agreement that began in 2024 and an increase of 3 million free menstrual products compared to the last agreement. It's a step forward, but we know real change also comes from community leadership, from groups like OGAV, because this isn't just about products. It's about dignity, confidence, and ensuring that no girl falls behind because of something completely natural. What I admire about OGAV is how you go beyond meeting needs. You build up young girls, you nurture their dreams, you show them what's possible, and you do it with heart. So thank you for seeing the potential in every girl, for reminding us that mentorship matters, and for giving our girls the tools and the belief to step into their power. So here's to the 10 amazing years and to many more ahead. I am truly honored to be part of this moment with you. Thank you and merci.
We would have had Honorable Dr. Jean Augustine in the house today, but unfortunately she said her regrets last minute because someone was bereaved, a friend or family member was bereaved, and she had to spend time with them. How many of us know Dr. Jean Augustine? How many? Oh, fantastic, fantastic. I've had the privilege of meeting her a few times, taking pictures, talking, and getting some nuggets because she's an absolutely incredible woman. For those who don't know her, in 1993, Jean Augustine became the first. Can we put up one finger? One? Thank you, thank you. The first African-Canadian woman elected to Canada's House of Commons as the Member of Parliament, and she is right here from the Greater Toronto Area constituency of Etobicoke Lakeshore. She served as a Liberal Member of Parliament for 4 consecutive terms. Do you know why? Do you know why? Because she did such an amazing job. She kept getting re-elected, one term after the next. She served 4 consecutive terms. So that's the powerhouse of woman that she is. So we celebrate her in absentia still, and we know that her thoughts and good wishes are with us tonight. Put your hands together for Dr. Jean Augustine. What we're here to do tonight is giving virtue to those who are disadvantaged, to those who are not able to have access to the simple, very simple things that they need to be more confident, to be more able to get out there and do what they need to do, to these young girls who are in need. So I hope you're ready we're going to wine, we're going to dine, and then we are going to donate. Yes, we're going to donate to help the girl child, to pack the future of the girl child in order for her to be more successful tomorrow. To see how many Jean Augustines we can get into that place of parliament and governance in Canada and beyond. So, while we're waiting for our chairperson to arrive back in, I'd also like to share a little story about myself, truth be told. I am a woman, as you can see, born a woman. I didn't transition. And so I, of course, have experienced something of what we are doing here today. So, in my teens, excellent. Okay, so she's here with us right now. I'm going to pause my story.
Everywhere you go, it's very safe, 'cause you're going to show. From your head to your
I think so.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll accept it for tonight.
And so together tonight we're going to talk about the fundraising. We're going to kick off the fundraising, I should say. And before I do that, there is the piece of paper on each table with a QR code that you can scan so that you can have the event lineup for tonight, the program lineup. And secondly, also on that table is another piece of paper showing you the different ways that you can donate towards the event tonight. We also have raffle tickets on the tables. A beautiful young lady has been going around. She'll get to your table if she hasn't done so yet. And she's going to she's going to sell the raffle tickets. The raffle tickets are for sale. The pouches are already on the tables. And there she is at the back. She's going round and she'll get to you in just a moment.
Great. I'm sure everyone's surprised and happy to be here tonight. OGAV is an organization that has lasted for a decade. Please let's jam our hands together for the organizers. Let's jam our hands together one more time for them. It's not been easy. It's taken time, energy, dedication, sacrifices, donations, day and night to getting us here tonight.
Absolutely. And so, our topic is ending menstrual poverty. I said the N-word. I just said the N-word. Ending menstrual poverty can also be called ending period poverty. Our focus is on the young girls who are lacking or who lack what it takes, who lack the facilities and the education to be able to take care of themselves when that time of the month comes around. Now, let me say a little something. What is period poverty? Are we listening? Can I have your attention, please? This is why we're here tonight. So attention, please, and thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful people. So period poverty refers to the lack of access to menstrual hygiene products, education, sanitation facilities, and proper waste management. It encompasses the financial, cultural, and social barriers that prevent individuals who menstruate from managing their periods with dignity and safety. I love that word, dignity, and I love the word safety. I know it's a bit of a touchy subject, I know, especially for the men in the house, but we, the women in your lives, your wives,
girlfriends, daughters, mothers,
sisters, this is what we go through on a monthly basis. I like to call it paying my monthly dues for being so pretty. So every month we pay dues for being the wonderful creatures that we are. So tonight, please feel free to look at that piece of paper on your table. Feel free to send an e-transfer to make that donation. We're going to have information up on the screen as well to show where you can send your donations to.
And I'm sure everyone is excited tonight to be here. I know a lot of men may not understand what menstruation is all about. I remember as a young child, I was see my mom go through some level of pain, and I asked her, tell me what's going on, and she told me that it's pain that women face every month. And I was trying to understand what kind of pain is that. As a man, honestly, I do not understand, and I'm sure a lot of men would understand too. But she just gave me a strong example. She said, do you remember how you want to poop? Those kind of hard poop that comes, the cramps and the pain that you feel, that is what we are feeling every month. So I want you to know that women go through a lot every month, and they still look this beautiful. Please clap your hands together for yourself if you're a woman in the house tonight. They go through all this pain, all this cramp, all this energy every month, and yet they come out looking sophisticated, confident, bold, and beautiful. So tonight we're going to be donating to that young child, that future mother, future girl, future entrepreneur, future leader, future honorable, future prime minister. We're going to be donating and supporting these people. And I want you to look deep down within yourself and remember that a lot of people are actually suffering. Not everyone is as privileged as you. Not everyone is as privileged as your daughters and as your kids. Please let us donate and contribute collectively.
Excellent, thank you so much. So I think I'm going to take the right side of the room. I'm going to go this way. No, you can take the left side of the room. We're just going to go around table by table while the DJ plays us some light music, and so that we can just have some conversations. If you need any help with knowing the interact, if you need any help with anything at all towards making a donation, we are here to help you. Okay, so DJ, can you give us some music? sure that everybody's raffle tickets are accounted for. Right now, we want to introduce the keynote speaker for this amazing event. Ooh, that's right! That's right, it's here! I can hear them hollering!
I want you to jam your hands together as we make welcome.
All right, before I bring her up, I just want to read a short bio for you to know the weight of this person, of this amazing keynote speaker that we're about to call.
Okay.
So, Dr. Ola Muhammad is an assistant professor and coordinator of the Black Canadian Studies Certificate in the Department of Humanities at York University, where she also holds the prestigious York Research Chair, Tier 2, in Black Sonic Cultures. She has been recognized as a leading authority on Black cultural production and its transformative impact on society. Dr. Muhammad's scholarship spans Black studies, popular music and sound studies, performance theory, and digital cultures. Her research offers official, critical insights into the centrality of Black voices and experiences in driving innovation and social change within contemporary culture. There is so much to read, but I'm going to have you listen to her yourself. Can we please give it up for Dr. Ola?
Once she takes the microphone from us, keep jamming your hands together for her.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Can everyone hear me? Perfect. Thank you all. So I will keep it brief because I know people, are full, they want to dance, all the things. But I did want to say good evening, community, friends, and guests. Tonight we gather not just to celebrate a milestone, the 10-year anniversary of Ornaments of Grace and Virtue, but to reaffirm our shared commitment to the liberation, dignity, holistic education, and flourishing of Black girls transnationally. Okay. So first I wanted to thank you to the organization, and more specifically to Busola. Please, promise bear with me, 10 minutes, I promise, real brief. So again, specifically I want to shout out to Busola. Thank you so much for your fierce leadership in organizing this wonderful event and this organization. 10 years ago, Ornaments of Grace and Virtue. Activate.
One moment, please, Dr. Ola. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask that you quiet down over there, please. Gentlemen, our keynote speaker is delivering her speech, and we all want to hear what she has to say. Gentleman in the corner there, hello? Hello? Sir? With the hat? Yes. Can you please give us audience? Our keynote speaker is delivering her well-prepared speech for us tonight. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Can we please keep the room quiet as we hear the amazing information and knowledge that she has to share?
Thank you. Yes, the bass and the voices are booming today, But again, so one more time on the back, a third time for good luck. Thank you to Busola for your fierce leadership in organizing this wonderful event and this organization. I heard so much from some folks from your board of governors of how incredible you are and how truly central you are to everything that you do in this work. So thank you for that, and thank you for allowing us to be part of it. 10 years ago, Ornaments of Grace and Virtue planted a seed, a vision for the world where every girl, regardless of her circumstances, could access the resources, education, and dignity she deserves. Tonight, as we look back on a decade of impact, we also look forward to the work ahead, especially the continuing focus on ending menstrual poverty for schoolgirls. So again, please let's take a moment to honor Busola and the team for their work, as well as the Board of Governors, the support staff, the cleaners, the caterers, and the videographer team for this wonderful event. Thank you, everyone. And also, thank you to everyone who is attending tonight for your unwavering support, your belief in our mission, and your presence tonight. You all are truly the heart of this movement. And so, as mentioned, my name is Dr. Ola Muhammad. Yes, you should, thank you. But no, I am not Nigerian. family. But yes, I am very honored to be in community with you all this evening, and want to give you guys some remarks in about 5 parts as an academic. You know, I always like a little structure. But I excitedly accepted my invitation as my work and passions intersect with many of this organization's key values. 1, holistic education. 2, commitment to accessibility and community organizing. And 3, Black feminism. Thanks for the song. As a community member, academic, daughter, sister, granddaughter, and proud auntie, my work has always been rooted in the radical tradition of Black feminism, a tradition that has always insisted on the necessity of confronting misogynoir, global anti-Blackness, and the material realities of Black girls, women, femmes, and people to insist on a world otherwise. Usola and the Ornaments of Grace and Virtue's commitment to combating menstrual poverty through collective action and visionary organizing deeply aligns, and I want to offer some thoughts on how we can commit to the call of action we are invited to support this evening, to enable new possibilities, practices of making and relation, and what Sadia Hartman calls a beautiful experiment in how to live. So when we consider the realities of Black girlhood across the globe, we can't help but notice how the weight of structural oppression presses in from all directions, shaping not only what resources are available, but also how Black girls come to know themselves and their bodies. The violence of global anti-Blackness and misogynoir is not a simple matter of individual prejudice or isolated acts, but a web of historical and ongoing forces of imperialism, capitalism, and colonialism that are really central to the fabric of our societies. And so it's striking to recall, for example, that in many African and indigenous cultures, menstruation was once regarded as a natural and even sacred part of life. I was telling Sola when we first talked on the phone about the ways in which, when I first experienced my first period, I felt this sense of shame, and my grandmother, Alana Kama, who was here, turned that around for me and my entire family. She made us celebrate that. And in that moment, she took away that moment of that feeling of shame and guilt, right? And this is something that our ancestors pass on to us and our elders do for us. And so colonialism disrupted these traditions and introduced shame and secrecy where there had once been this deep form of acceptance and care. And this is the work that your organization does for young girls. The colonial project did not just redraw borders on maps. It redrew the boundaries of what was considered respectable, healthy, or even human for Black girls and women. And so today, those colonial attitudes linger in policies and cultural norms that marginalize Black menstruators, restrict access to resources, and perpetuate menstrual poverty. Capitalism, for its part, has commodified menstrual health, turning what should be a basic human right, which we heard over and over tonight again, right, into a privilege for those who can afford it. Menstrual products, priced out of reach for many, become yet another marker of who is allowed dignity and who must go without. For Black communities already disproportionately impacted by poverty and systemic exclusion, the monthly decision between food, rent, and menstrual products is not just a personal hardship. It is a symptom of economic systems that value profit over people. And exactly, yes, anti-capitalism. But in the global South, and especially in African nations, public health systems remain underfunded and menstrual education is often neglected. The supply chain for menstrual products is controlled by multinational corporations, leaving Black girls in places like Nigeria with few safer, affordable options. International development prioritizes too often sideline menstrual health, reinforcing the sense that Black girls' needs are always negotiable and always secondary. But these forces do not operate in isolation. As Black feminist theorists like Patricia Hill Collins and Kimberly Crenshaw have argued, oppression is not additive but intersectional. It is the matrix in which race, gender, and class are woven together, shaped not only institutions but also our lived experiences. And so this shame and silence about menstruation that is introduced and reinforced by colonialism are compounded by the economic pressures of capitalism and the global inequities of imperialism. Black women and girls and menstruating people must navigate not only the financial barriers, but also the psychological burden of secrecy, stigma, and exclusion. Menstrual poverty then is not just about the lack of products, which this wonderful organization addresses. It is also about this profound denial of dignity, of autonomy, and the right to participate fully in our societies. It is a structural failure rooted in a matrix of domination that stretches from the most intimate spaces of the body to the highest levels of policy and power. And so this also, again, as many folks have noted tonight, is not just something that happens around the world, but also happens here in Canada. 1 in 3 women under age 25 has struggled to afford menstrual products. And if we think about that in relation with, in terms of Black and racialized communities, they disproportionately are a part of that statistic. And then if we think about in Nigeria, how 1 in 10 girls misses schools during their periods, we must recognize that these numbers are evidence of dreams deferred and opportunities stolen by structural racism and neglect as a result, again, of colonialism, capitalism, and imperialism. And so this is why the work of organizations like Ornaments of Grace and Virtue is so urgent and so radical. It intervenes where these intersecting forces of oppression continue to deny us our personhood. Ornaments of Grace and Virtue centers Black girls. It affirms their dignity and builds community-based solutions. We begin to unsettle this structural oppression by creating new possibilities for care, for knowledge, and for collective liberation. In this way, this intervention is not only necessary, but transformative. It lays the foundation for a world in which every Black girl and menstruating person can survive and thrive. So again, going back to Black feminism, it teaches us again that liberation is always collective. And this is exactly what we're doing here in this room today, right? We're coming together, we're communing to be a collective, to be a part of this community that recognizes that it is both sanctuary and strategy, right? We can enjoy ourselves, put our dollars towards a just worthy cause, and also change young people's lives. And so whether it be us putting together money together, whether it be reading groups, health workshops, and consciousness raising sessions, we aren't just doing the work of theorizing or critiquing oppression, but really trying to build a better world and build relationships that allow us to transform it. Our work is to build communities capacious enough to hold all of our differences and to practice care even when it's at its most difficult, and to organize not just for ourselves, but for the most vulnerable of us. Ornaments of Grace and Virtue embodies this ethic, and for a decade they've created spaces where Black girls can learn, lead, and heal. And in building partnerships across continents, recognizing that our struggles are linked from Toronto to Lagos, from Nova Scotia to Abuja, we are not just responding to need, we are the people who are building new worlds. And so all of this ties back to this larger project as well of education that this organization focuses on, right? In talking to Busola, so much of her work centers around education. And for her and for many of us, education is the path to freedom. And as Bell Hooks insisted, education must be expansive. It's not just about textbooks or exams, sorry to any students in the room, but it's about cultivating self-worth, about critical consciousness and collective power. And so when Black girls are educated, entire communities rise. When we teach menstrual health, not just to girls, but to everybody, and when we focus on digital literacy and self-advocacy, we're not just preparing girls to survive, we are equipping them to transform the world. And we are also calling those of us who don't identify as women or who don't experience periods to also be a part of that community and support those who do. The urgency is real. We are living through a global backlash against gender and racial justice, through economic precarity and political violence. And now more than ever, we must invest in the education of Black girls, not as charity, but as a radical act of hope and resistance. When we teach Black girls to trust their bodies, to speak their truths, and to claim their sovereignty, we are preparing them to resist all forms of domination. We are saying your body is not a site of shame, but one of power. Your voice is not a problem, you are not a problem, you are a gift. And so tonight, again, we recommit to sustaining this work. We do this work not just for today, but for the generations to come. And we do it because we believe, as the Combahee River Collective taught us, that our liberation is bound together. We do it because we know, as Bell Hooks wrote, that love is an action, never simply a feeling. Let us move forward, side by side, sustaining the vision and the labor of Black feminists such as Busola and this organization, and let us build a world where every Black girl and person who experiences menstruation can live, learn, and lead with dignity. Thank you all so much.
OGAV. My name is Obrenda Kondo, and I have the honor of delivering a congratulatory and introductory message to you on this eventful occasion. Ornaments of Grace and Virtue was started with the well-being of young girls in mind. Knowing how vital, confident, and capable women is to her community, the foundation for such women must be as equally strong. This is where OGAV comes in. Through the years, OGAV has created spaces both physically and virtually for young girls to grow and challenge themselves by learning how to code, share their experiences and feelings in safe spaces, and be supported to dream big. This has come in the form of mentorship programs, summer camp programs, and international workshops, where areas such as life coaching, leadership development, and character education have been focused on, to name a few. While OGAV has worked to uplift the future of young girls, OGAV has also invested in the care of the present time by distributing Christmas care packs to underprivileged girls and taking on the challenge of ending menstrual poverty, which hinders access to education for countless girls across the globe. OGAV also works to strengthen the bonds held between young girls and their community. By educating young girls about the struggles girls face with menstruation, they aim to break the stigma and foster a supportive, shame-free environment amongst their peers. Additionally, OGAV routinely hosts mother-daughter events where both girls and their mothers have the space to refresh, encourage, and reflect on each other's roles in their lives while taking away important advice for their self-esteem and confidence as women of the world. What started as an idea in Mississauga, Ontario, has grown to become a local and global force in the fight for the future of young girls. This idea started with my mother, a community-recognized and award-winning educator in the Toronto District School Board. My mother has dedicated much of herself to the betterment of the youth around her. Her passion and commitment to mentorship and guidance of young people is not only admirable, but worth imitating. Through almost 25 years of teaching, she has consistently invested in the futures of her pupils and used key skills developed as a teacher to establish the environment and methodology that OGAV is based on. With a heart for the youth and a head for leadership, it's no surprise that OGAV has been able to make it this far in such a small space of time. That being said, it's with the support of the community and people like yourself that can help push OGAV even farther in the next 10 years. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to present the Executive Director and Founder of Ornaments of Grace and Virtue, my mother, Mrs. Olubusola Collier.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. I stood and I kept quiet because I wanted to honor God. And the music was playing, you are Alpha and Omega. The music was playing, you are Alpha and Omega, giving glory to God for the 10 years. Because it's nothing that Busola has done, it's nothing that the board of directors have done, but what the Lord has done. Yeah. So I'm giving him the glory. Thank you. So please sit down. So let me start by actually standing in honor, and it's an honor and a privilege tonight to celebrate this milestone with everyone. We couldn't have been more grateful to have this night to celebrate with you all. So thank you very much, especially those of you that are seated and those of you that will still be partying with us tonight. Thank you very much for that. So taking a moment to reflect on the past decade, we want to express gratitude for the remarkable support from our community, friends and family. Your support have undeniably contributed to strengthening our initiatives. A heartfelt thank you to all that joined with us. It's unfortunate that we don't have Honorable Jean Augustine with us. She's been a pillar of support to our organization. She's been a mentor to us. So I want to acknowledge her tonight. I also want to acknowledge my church, Portugal Community Church, who's been supporting ending menstrual poverty campaign for us. The Black Youth Student Success Initiative in Mississauga. It's a big sister organization for collaboration in a STEM program. TELUS Communications supporting the STEM program that we run. Red Cross, Blooming in Adversity, COVID Care Initiative, and Dr. Richard Professor. Thank you very much for being there with us as well. Women and Gender Equity, thank you for working with us in building stronger foundation for sustainable change, a training that the Board of Trustees are going through at the moment.
And to our politicians, Honorable MP P. Sylvia Doctor, which is left, and MP for Central again. It's honestly, it's a shame that they were here and we were not. We said 6 o'clock and they came on time, but we were not, so they had to leave without actually having the opportunity to interact and speak with us. I think we are going to make this better this time. And to our special guest speaker, Associate Prof. Ola Mohammed, and I can say tonight that I'm welcoming you into the family of Nigerians. When I got to speak with her, I said, Ola, where you from in Nigeria? She said, I'm not Nigerian. I said, I'm Mohammed. You know, and I'm like, you sound very much like Nigerian, so we'll find that one tonight. Thank you very much. I also want to recognize a few individuals who have supported us tonight. For the cake right here, the beautiful cake in front of you, I want to recognize my principal, Mr. Slim Khan. Please, a round of applause for her. I also want to recognize my aunt, Mrs. Lucicat Badmos, for working through the night with me. We don't see eye to eye, we do fight, but when so comes, she performs for me. Thank you very much. I also want to thank everyone that is celebrating with us tonight. I am filled with gratitude for each board member, past and present members, who have worked diligently in the past decade, the volunteers that I call the engine of OGAV, and most especially courageous girls who serve. Your passion, your energy, and your belief in our vision have brought OGAV from a single spark of an idea to a thriving movement that changes lives. Thank you. Tonight, we stand on the strength of every hand that has reached out to help us spread kindness and help others. I have a few stories to share tonight that is personal to me. It was a true light bulb moment during our ending menstrual poverty empowerment training with the boys. And I get very emotional when I'm sharing my personal moment with these people. As we discuss how they could help create a sustainable support system for their peers, one young man shouted and blurted out, "No menstruation, no babies." So why do we make fun of girls when they are stained? And like I said, it was like true light bulb moment. If you drop a pin at that moment, we heard. Everybody kept quiet. And he repeated it again. No menstruation, no babies. At that moment for me, that was the very essence of OGAV's intervention crystallized right before me. This is about, it's more than the pad and the education. It's about cultivating empathy and allyship. The boys grasp how vital their support is. And from that day, they became champions for dignity and respect, ensuring every girl feels seen, supported, and able to focus on their future. And tonight, together, we're going to move that support forward. Yes, no? Yes. Thank you very much. This gala is a celebration of 10 years of girls' empowerment and dignity. It's the moment we honor every girl's life we've uplifted from Peel Region and Toronto to remote communities in Nigeria. It matters because every part, every scholarship, every bursary, every empowerment training, and every smile, they all add up to real change. So what's our 10 years journey like? I believe one's heart must be broken before we truly see the need around us. If you don't feel it, you can say it. Only then does our spirit awaken and long for change. This is the genesis of OGAV. My heart ached at the state of education in Nigeria and the vicious circle trapping our youth, especially girls. because of the circumstances. I saw too many bright young women making poor choices for lack of talent, not for lack of talent, but for lack of opportunity. I went to a girls' school, a model girls' school. So for me, it was a privilege. And when I go home and I see these girls, I hate for them. It's like, where did we go wrong? Something definitely went wrong, but where did we go wrong? Are we as a community figured out where things went wrong and how we can step in? Fast forward to Canada, do you listen to CP24? Does your heart aches when you see these young boys misbehaving like a loose cannon? And I think as a community, we need to start to address these issues. These problems are not confined to one school or one country. They span the globe. Poverty has eroded the fabrics of our communities. Parents, stretched thin or absent, cannot nurture learning at all. Most of us that are seated here, our learning actually started from home. Our parents paid the price. But the story is different today. The chasm between the rich and the poor, public and private education grows wider every day. And when girls lack guidance, they lose sight of any real career path. The cycle repeats itself. And we see this often at times, even in our community here. That's why OGAV exists. We believe every girl deserves a positive role model, a solid foundation, and a clear pathway to a rewarding future. Our mission is to mentor, nurture, and empower girls, equipping them with academic skills, social confidence, and emotional resilience. Here in Canada, in the Peel region, our Empowerment Learning Series brings workshop year-round. In Agege, one of Lagos' most under-resourced community, our Learning Beyond the Classroom initiative taps local schools, offering summer camps and leadership programs at no cost to the girls. We do serve 1,000 young women, teaching career exploration, health and awareness, and financial literacy and dignity and respect. I'm off to Nigeria again on Monday for the next 6 weeks to run the 1,000 girls camp for Agege community. Thank you. In Peel region, our STEM program is another pillar. In a digital world where one girl far less likely than one boy to pursue a STEM career, actually the statistics is 1 out of every 5 boys. So for every 5 boys that is out there, those boys striving to have a better career, 1 girl is staying behind them. So we've got to do something. We have a weekly coding and computer science classes, summer virtual camp, and an annual STEM conference. Since 2023, more than 250 girls in Peel region have discovered new possibilities. Thanks to partners like Tide, TELUS, and BYSSI that have supported us. Summer in Agege, on the other hand, is both a risk and an opportunity. When schools close, vulnerable students face unsafe streets. But in 2017, OGAV made history in Nigeria by hosting 1,000 girls in our inaugural summer leadership camp. That was the first time ever that under the roof, 1,000 girls came together for the purpose of academic pursuit. And in 2022, we distributed 1,000 reusable sanitary pads, tackling menstrual poverty head-on. These are sustainable solutions to menstrual poverty. These moments aren't just events, they are lifelines. Tonight again, we celebrate 10 years of bold ideas becoming transformed lives. But we know the need only grows. That is why our future campaign to end menstrual poverty is more urgent than ever. I wish I can stand there and say, oh, every year that I go to Nigeria, I'm solving a problem, things are getting better, but that's not the story. To be factual on this issue, that is not the story. Every year you go, there's something else. It's like onion. As you peel it, you get more. As you peel it, you get more. It's never ending. So, as you enjoy this evening, please remember, education is key to transformation. When we equip one girl, we light the way for her family, her community, and her nation. Thank you for believing in OGAV's vision and standing with us to spread kindness, help others, and be the future where a girl ever misses school because of her period. Together, we'll change the world, one girl at a time. So, a spotlight on ending menstrual poverty. We branded as her future. In the last 3 years, 2022 to 2024, again this year, starting from Tuesday when I get to Nigeria, OGAV have equipped 5,000 girls with reusable sanitary pads through our ending menstrual poverty. I did say that I have stories to tell that are very personal to me, and I will share another story tonight. And it's really personal. At our glam camp, roughly 50 to 60% of girls have reached puberty. And attendance can fluctuate from week to week. On one unforgettable morning, I met Amina, who was literally dripping with blood. When I gently asked if the period had caught her by surprise, she nodded. And her response was, oh, they call me mommy, by the way. And she said, mommy, the little toilet paper that we have at home, that's what I used. And that toilet paper is not enough. That's why I'm running my menses down. And honestly, she was like this, clutching her leg. But the blood was still dripping. And I just stood there, I was just looking at her. It's like reality hitting me in the face. In my world, I did not expect that to happen. So I said to her, what happens afterwards when you leave here? And she said, it's like, she didn't say, are you deaf? Because I'm mommy, right? But she said, mommy, I said I have used the last toilet paper. So it's like, I told you I used the last toilet paper, then why are you asking me what happens when I get home? It's like my question is redundant, right? So I kept quiet. And I was thinking in my head, what do you do? I'm in Nigeria with the budget, right? So how do I finish the camp and how do I help feed the menstrual pad around here? So I called the camp director to me and I said, ma, so what do we do? Honestly, we are so desensitized. People don't have feelings sometimes. And the woman said, mommy, are you the one that is going to cater for everybody? This is what we face in school every day. Just let her go home. Then we should be okay. But I didn't have the heart to send her home, really. So I said to her, I said, look, can I buy you sanitary pad? You could see the transformation. She said, mommy. I said, yes, can I buy you sanitary pad? At least get something to use now. And then she stood and looked at me and hugged me. They hugged me a lot. And then she hugged me. And I looked in my head and I'm like, there's something happening here. This poverty is not just her. It has permeated through the family. And then the next question was, how many sanitary pads are you going to get me? Because she knew quite well that taking that sanitary pad home, she's not the only one that is going to use it. Every other person there will share. So it was the next was, how many are you going to give to me to go home with? It's very personal. In that moment, I realized, I wasn't alone. Many girls were silently enduring the same hardship. There was one girl that was actually saying thank you because of that. OGAV immediately provided disposable sanitary pads so she could continue participating that day. As her face lit up with relief and her confidence returned, it became clear that even such a simple gesture could unlock a world of possibilities. But disposable pads are only a temporary fix. Like I always say, they are like cigarette. You burn it off, right? You use it, you throw it away, it's of no value anymore. So we are not actually addressing the problem when we do that. So we need to look into other ways of creating a sustainable solution for them. And so to do that, we had to then introduce a reusable sanitary pad. It took a bit of time because if you Google reusable sanitary pads, they produce it in China in lots. However, Nigeria to China means transportation, means custom excise. That's a lot of money wasted. So we started to source for reusable menstrual pad in Nigeria to help the women generate economy. Holistic approach to averting poverty. So you are helping the mothers to earn income and you are equally helping the children. It's a circle. So you need to think beyond the immediate problem to a long-lasting solution to what you have on the table. And so you might now ask, what is actually menstrual poverty that we're talking about? It's the lack of knowledge about menstruation and the access to necessary sanitary materials. And I think our MC actually talked a little bit about it. So I'm going to skip a little bit of what I have here. Every day, hundreds of millions of girls and women menstruate worldwide. Yet, many lack the educational resources to manage their menstrual health safely and dignity. And honestly, this situation is not peculiar to us. UNESCO article says in Missouri, USA, 64% reported the same menstrual poverty, 64%. So far, I think Scotland is the only country that actually now gives menstrual products to everyone. Canada, we're a little different because of the support system that we have, that girls are able to pick up sanitary pads in schools. Fast forward, when they go on holiday, it's a different story. So we start to wonder what happens to them during the holiday as well, right? There is that of the current menstrual poverty everywhere. And I think MP Sylvia actually alluded to it. It's not just peculiar to developing countries, in Nigeria, India, Pakistan, it's everywhere. But the support system that goes along with it is different. And that's what makes the difference between the developed countries and the other ones. This situation that we are talking about is unacceptable. According to UNESCO, roughly 130 million girls are still out of school globally. And while many factors drive autism, menstrual challenges are a leading cause of resource poor environments. Guest reports missing school due to lack of privacy, water, sanitation facilities needed to change their periods safely. OGAV, alongside others, advocates seizing the annual menstrual hygiene day. Are we aware that's a menstrual day that is celebrated May 28th? Everywhere, different organizations are focusing on the menstrual poverty. So May 28th shines a spotlight on this crisis to end menstrual poverty. Our impact over the 10 years should be on the screen for us to see, but I think at this point I would like to make a call for collective action. We are all seated there for a purpose. And tonight, either you purchase a raffle ticket, or you consider because you have made a donation, you know that every dollar directly helps end menstrual poverty. You are driving real change, and what could be more rewarding than empowering a girl to stay in school with dignity? At OGAV, we believe menstrual poverty is a solvable challenge, one that demands collective leadership and community support that you are giving us tonight. So thank you very much. That's why we launched Part of Future, to raise awareness of this crisis and build the partnership necessary for a sustainable solution. I encourage each of you to share OGAV's message with your network and workspace. Use hashtag #PartOfFuture and help spread the word. So, looking ahead, we have a goal. By year 2026, we want to effectively equip 2,000 girls, and that's with a budget of $80,000. By 2030, we want to transform 10,000 girls, equipping them to become confident, motivated achievers. Together we can do it. Together we can turn the tide of pure poverty. It's a collective decision. One life at a time. I'm getting a little bit emotional. Thank you for your generosity and your belief in OGAV's vision. On a personal note, I often ask myself, and I'm going to finish with this, I often ask myself, is my life telling a story? What story is my life telling others? Is it of hope, kindness, empathy, and compassion, or is it just me and I? True compassion means stepping into another's pain, not merely feeling sorry for them. True compassion is not sympathy. You're not being compassionate when you're sympathetic, you're being sympathetic. No, that's not compassion. Too often we drive past those in need because we feel we can't help everyone. While none of us can solve every problem, each of us can do something, and I believe that's why we're sitting here tonight. So thank you for being here to do something about our situation. We gather this evening because we see the need of others and choose to step into their pain, using the blessings we received to offer relief. Until we witness someone suffering firsthand, we cannot truly help them. And that's why I feel very emotional when I'm talking about these situations. You need to see firsthand suffering. You need to see those girls in their situations. I'm honored to see these challenges up close in the low-income communities we serve. And I constantly ask myself, what am I doing to alleviate this hardship? Compassion demands action. It costs us time and resources. I'm leaving my special needs son on Monday. Isaac has been working around. I'm leaving him on Monday to go to Nigeria. Because it costs time to be compassionate, to be there, to step into other people's shoes. It costs you time. Irrespective of your own situation, you just need to decide what you want to do. And I'm encouraging each and every one of us tonight. Please take that bold step. Find someone around you. There's always a need in the corner. Just find someone around you that you can be a blessing to, and the Lord will reward you for it. I want to imagine a generation of young women for whom menstrual stigma feels as outdated as a horse and a buggy. And in whose schools, no one ever misses class due to lack of a pad. That's the work OGAV and all of us here are building. So thank you very much for coming. And I'm going to leave you with a question. Will you join us in spreading kindness tonight? Yes. Or will you turn your back as if you never heard of it? So I need an answer. Will you join us or will you going to turn your back? So thank you again very much. Ladies and gentlemen, for answering my question, and I believe that you're going to join us. So, having a dream is one thing. Having a community that rallies behind it is quite another. Your generosity and passion have breathed life into our mission. And as we continue to respond with kindness to part of future, know that every gift, every share, every word of support brings us closer to a world where no girl is left behind by her period. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for making this work possible. Indeed, every girl deserves to dream, not bleed out her future. So thank you very much.
So we're going to have the board of directors. If there are any board of directors in the building, I want them to come. Then we'll have other people to join.
Can we have our principal that baked the cake, please? Come on out. Fantastic. Put your hands together. Amazing. This is beautiful. Of course you had to. Thank you so much for being here. All right. So, as Auntie acknowledged the Lord God and His help, His grace throughout all these years of being able to do this. Are we up here? Are we ready? DJ.
Put your hands together. Hold the knife. Let's cut this cake with love. We're going to call Jesus. We're going to spell Jesus. I believe that Auntie Bisola believes in Jesus. So we're going to call Jesus or spell Jesus. Once we call the last letter, we're going to call the cake. And we're going to go with a J.
J.
We're going to go with an E.
E.
We're going to go with an S.
S.
We're going to go with a U.
U.
And another F.
Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you so much. Congratulations to OGAV. Congratulations, Auntie B. Congratulations to the board of directors.
Can we all have all the women?
Please, can we have you step up, please, to take pictures with Auntie and the cake? We're gonna, yes, we're calling them table by table so that we can take pictures. X-ray? Oh, excellent. Can we please come together? My ladies at table 12, who have been with OGAV for the past 10 years, please step on up to the cake.
Table 12 and table 2.
As we celebrate the 10th anniversary, come on over, please.
Table 12 and table 2. You join, over. You join to the star to cut the cake. 7 years of love to sacrifices.
But me want girls not like to party. Miss Left at the back in practice. On the weekend I did every lot. Big brother being so fatty. Had everything was the matty man. And she might make sense. So with the challenge test. So I'm not the family there. I'm a butter with the dry bread bread.
The name is going, please do you want to join for photograph? Please.
Table 8, can you please step up and take pictures? With RTB?
So you see this something, see I see this.
Can we hurry up? Step up.
Don't go yet. Please just take it out before you go.
Fantastic.
win something great tonight. You might be lucky to win something great tonight. We have a lot of gifts over there. It's going to be dance very soon. So we have lots of gifts here. Wow. Lots of amazing gifts. Please, if you have your ticket, make sure you check it out. Like all the numbers.
My wonderful sisters at table 12, can you please come up and assist me here? I love my ladies in purple and my lady in army green. The ladies at table 12, can I have your assistance, please? Thank you. Here they come. These are old-timers. Old-timers we go back. And so that's why I called them here. DJ. That's why I called them here so that they can assist us in this process of picking.
See, we're shaking it. Yes, we're shaking it. Because we want to make sure that it's going to be a raffle. Please confirm that you showed it.
So can you pull out your raffle tickets, please? All those who are here waiting for the raffle draw, pull out your tickets.
I'm going to have you pick one.
Pick one. Okay. All right. So if you have raffle ticket number 0, DJ, can we just reduce that volume just a little bit so we can hear ourselves? Thank you so much. Raffle ticket number 0276519. Does anybody have 0276519? No? Going once? Oh!
Call the number.
Bravo! Ha! Who is drinking water like a big man that he is? 0276519. Okay, so who's the owner of this ticket? Oh, Doctor owns this ticket. Excellent. And are you able to collect the prize on his behalf? Okay, fantastic. Okay, so hold on 1 second. We just have to verify that the numbers align. That's 0276. Oh no, hold on. 0276519. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, that has been verified, and he's going home. Well, this belongs to Doctor. Doctor's going home with an amazing gift from the table here. Woo! And it's our first gift recipient, and this goes to the doctor in the house. Thank you so much. You see, this thing is real, eh?
Yes.
We didn't just take your money, we have gifts.
We have
okay,
gifts.
next raffle tickets.
The next one, yes, shake it. From the bottom to the top.
Thank you. Ticket number 0276670. 0276670. You sure you're taking your tickets?
Going once.
We have a winner. Can we verify your ticket number, please? And then we can hand over the prize to you. Thank you so much.
Verify that. 0276670. Yeah, we have one. So let's confirm that. Yes. We got a winner. That's amazing.
This is my Jamaican Nigerian sister. She won. Woo! When I first saw her, I totally thought she was from Jamaica or the islands. And then I heard her speaking Yoruba. And I'm like, no way. Okay. Okay, good. She's hanging on to the other tickets in case she wins something else. Congratulations once again. Next tickets. Next draw. Yes, tick, 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 tick. Get right to the bottom. Okay, thank you. This ticket number is 245618. 245618.
245618.
Going once. Going twice. Going thrice. And it's gone. Okay, next ticket. Okay, ticket number 02766660. 02766660. Anybody?
Going one.
Okay, I'm just checking it against dumpster tickets that are here. 02766660. Anybody? Okay, next job please. Thank you ladies. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna look pretty in purple. I love it. Thank you. And army green. I see you. Ticket number 245761. 245761.
245761. Check it out.
245761. No? That's not you? Okay.
Keep checking.
Okay.
245761. 245761. Let's confirm that.
Oh, fantastic. Let's confirm the ticket number. That's 245761. Perfect.
Can you take that off? Yeah. Will it come with a gift?
If it's coming round, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Congratulations. Make sure you dig deep. Hold it. Yes.
Next time we're going to call this family members table to come and pick tickets for this bag. Family members, on that deal. Okay, so ticket number 0276506. That's 0276506.
Thank you very much for getting good. Have a seat now.
Oh, did you? Finally, you want something wonderful. Okay.
Confirm that?
0676506. Perfect. That is confirmed. Your gift is coming up. Good. Aren't you happy I sold that ticket to you, sis? Aren't you happy now? Good. Good. God bless you. Okay. Oh, you have two? Okay, here we go. Ticket number, no, come on. Ticket number 027664. 027664.
Going once. Going twice.
0276654. Anybody? No? Okay.
And it's gone.
This mommy in the green, she's a rocker. I see you, mama. Table 2. These are awesome people, awesome ladies. Ticket number 306246. It's a red one. Any takers? If you have green, it's not with you. It's a red one. 306246. Okay, let's verify that ticket number, and you can take that gift home. You can also share with me, Charlotte. Feel free to share, you know. There is love in sharing, Auntie, as you're stepping up. God bless you. I love your dress. You're welcome. Sure, we can share that. We can share it. You are welcome. All right. Next ticket number. One more for our auntie here, and then I will call on somebody from table 2 to come and pick tickets for us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Auntie.
Auntie will go. You have done well. Thank you. Ticket number, green ticket number 02766662. 02766662. Anybody?
Going once.
02766662. Going twice. Going thrice. And it's gone. Auntie at table 2.
I'm just going to pick the first one.
Auntie in the red. Come and help us pick a ticket, please. Be sure you're checking yours as you do so. Thank you so much. Pretty yellow. Oh my gosh. It's hotting moms, you know. I love what I see. Thank you, Mama. Okay, ticket number 02764669. 0276469. It goes Mr. Brother who has money.
What's the answer?
Money and water. Here we go. 0276469. Okay, fantastic. I'm so glad that you listened to me and what the prophet is. Thank you very much. Okay, your gift is coming your way. Wonderful. Thank you. Congratulations, sir. All right, next ticket, please.
Just going to pick the ticket. Now look it.
Close your eyes.
Why you go?
But you know, so the one when I put there, write my, so please remember to pick my ticket. Green ticket number 0276468. 0276468. Bro, you again? This is what happens when you support our cause by buying multiple tickets. Awesome! Another one for you. Amazing. Nice. Okay. Next ticket up.
Okay, next ticket.
I'll pick one.
You pick it.
Okay, red ticket number 245620. 245620. Anybody?
Yes, the photograph. Oh, that's a
I thought you were just taking pictures of you.
We're going to be dancing soon.
I didn't know you were taking your ticket too. Bro, we're together. We know each other now, shake.
You know.
Excellent. Okay. And this is for you, sir. I'll just keep it for you, right? I'll hold it for you.
One more, and we're going to be going to the dancing floor, okay? One more raffle.
Another red ticket, number 306298.
The red ticket.
Red ticket, 306298.
Yes, we're going to Yes,
The lady in black and yellow. Step up and grab your gift. Let me just confirm your ticket number.
you.